Welcome back to Well, That's Interesting. I'm Jill Chacha. I am with Marissa Riley, and you are probably dealing with an election.
Yeah,
So
we sure are.
we are.
Yeah.
We're recording this a day after Election Day.
Yeah.
And that means we're in the thick of it. We're just waiting for results.
Waiting impatiently.
That's right. Just one vote at a time.
One vote
At a time
at
coming
a
in.
time.
Just coming in. And it's been pretty heavy. It's a lot of weight. And I thought for this episode it'll be a small one.
Yeah.
But it'll also be a bit of an escape. Something we just got to get out of here for a minute.
I could definitely use an escape.
We just got to get out of here. So I think episode 012, the working title is Fuck This Place, Let's Check Out Venus.
I love this. I love this because not only are you implying that we should leave the United States, but that we should also just straight up leave the planet.
Yes.
That sounds really good right now.
Just a little bit. And now I picked Venus because 2020 has thrown so much at us, like so much at us.
Think about it. You already have. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Don't think about it.
Oh,
Stop thinking about it. I'm sorry I said it.
We just lost everybody. Okay. Okay. So even the discovery of possible alien farts on Venus darted way past everybody. Nobody even blinked about this story.
I didn't even hear this story.
Yeah.
I heard a bunch of bad things. I would have loved to hear about alien farts.
Yeah. So let's give it a second. Let's talk about the fact that it did happen or it may have happened. But anyway, back in September or 1700 years ago, unusually high concentrations of the molecule phosphine was detected in a region of Venus. According to scientificamerican.com, phosphine is, quote, a stinky, flammable chemical typically associated with feces, farts, and rotting microbial activity.
Sounds familiar.
Venus is a hellish world,
Yeah.
but the particular cloud layer where the phosphine is present happens to be in a relatively balmy area with ample sunlight, Earth-like atmospheric pressure and temperature, end quote.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
it sounds like a nice place. All we have to deal with is the fact that everything smells like farts.
Constant hellish world of farts, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me more.
You're right. Great. I will. Okay. Now, so we have loads of phosphine here on Earth because we've got lots and lots and lots and like fucking countless microbes and methamphetamine labs. So that's right.
Yeah, we do.
One byproduct of making that particular drug is this particular molecule. So detecting phosphine could mean, one, it's just there, a natural element of this planet, everybody go home, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Two, it could mean something's in that cloud layer farting away, living its best life, right?
Yeah.
Or three, there's meth labs.
Oh.
You know.
Or yeah.
So,
No judgments.
needless to say, the discovery renewed interest in Venus. You know, it's not just a big ball of death. So what if we paid a visit?
Okay.
What would we face if we took a little trip to our sister planet?
Oh.
And there's gonna be farts, and not smelling like farts are the products that sponsor this show. I did it again. Okay, so buy this product.
Buy it.
Or subscribe to it.
Do it.
Venus.
Hello, everyone. You may recognize me as Gabby from the History of Everything podcast.
And my name is Brenna, and you don't recognize me from anything yet.
Together, we're two scientists who explore all of the weird little questions and conspiracies of the universe in our new podcast, Mystery of Everything. Everything has an explanation.
We hope.
But that is what we're here to figure out. We will dive into the science behind many popular conspiracy theories, such as vaccines causing autism, flat Earth theory, and was the moon landing fake? And if so, why the heck would anyone even do that?
But it's not just conspiracies. There's a lot of cool mysteries that we will attempt to use science to explain, such as near-death experiences, what made the Vikings go berserk, and can I control my co-host with MK Ultra?
Wait, what? Anyway, make sure to check out the Mystery of Everything podcast everywhere where you find your podcasts.
Hello everyone, Stakuyi here,
And I'm Gabby.
and we are the hosts of History of Everything, a podcast which you can probably guess by the name is, well, it's about everything. Do you want to know why people thought potatoes were evil and would give you syphilis? Are you curious about all the stories of the terrible and stupid ways that people have kicked the bucket over the years? Do you want to hear tales about all of the different badasses of history and the lives that they had brought to life? Well, if so, then look no further. History of Everything is just the right podcast for you. It's available on Spotify, Pandora, and anywhere else that you get your podcast from. Join us for some fun and just see how weird and wacky history can be.
Hey everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well, That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms. So when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for Podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting. And we're back. We're back, and we've packed.
We've really packed. I'm really ready to leave.
That's just to
Get me out of here.
So, we're ready. So first, we should know or make note that all planets orbit in an ellipse. And each ellipse is unique to its planet. Think of each orbit as a boob, for example.
I would love to. You've come to the right person.
That's great. Lots of shapes, each beautiful. No two are alike.
That's true.
That's right. This means distance between Earth and Venus changes as they move around the sun. And I really mean changes here. Depending on the time of year on Earth, Venus could be at its furthest from us, which could be like up to 162 million miles away, or it could be as close as 24 million miles. At the time that I wrote this, if we left today, it would be a 119 million mile trip.
Okay.
So,
that feels really far away.
But
doable.
Yeah.
But doable.
Yes.
Just going to assume that is very doable.
Yeah, I didn't.
And yeah, I want to leave. Let's go.
It's it's at most one carry-on.
One carry-on.
Let's say one carry-on.
I guess I could reduce my stuff to one carry-on.
So
That's a big ask, but I will figure it out.
yeah,
I'm crafty.
I didn't incorporate like human days and time because honestly, at this point, what the fuck does it matter? Human days and time. So.
Time isn't a thing anymore. Time has been canceled.
So, yeah, the only thing you have to do is figure out your trajectory, which is a funny word, and shit's wonky out there, so just figure it out. Math, unfortunately, is the easiest part of this road trip, so please enjoy the journey because the destination is, how can I say this? Alien farts may be the best thing about this planet.
Oh my God.
Because once you pass the farts, it's a struggle.
That's my favorite sentence you've ever said.
I mean, oh God, hopefully Okay, so hopefully by now we're drunk and entering Venus's atmosphere in the finest space shuttle out there. And I'm serious, we need the pimpiest ride that was ever pimped.
Yeah, we do.
Now, gravity's pull on Venus is about the same on Earth, so we could handle the entry G forces pretty easily.
Okay.
Now, we just have to watch out for some rain clouds.
Okay.
And
Not bad.
And by rain, I mean rain that's sulfuric acid.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. It's
Not that.
that's the kind of shit that we use in car batteries.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad
That's
stuff.
really bad.
That's yeah.
So as we're falling, acid would smack into our ship, eating away at the paneling. But don't worry, our windows are made of diamonds because we're classy bitches.
Oh, yeah, we are.
And diamonds have awesome resistance to heat and sulfuric acid. The NASA Venus lander had a 205 carat industrial diamond lens for its camera, and that worked out pretty well for about 2 hours.
Oh.
And you'll see why. God.
Damn. I can't believe I'm saying this. How did the diamonds not work for more than 2 hours?
Oh, God. We'll get to it. They don't last forever. No,
Oh,
they don't.
I would totally sing the Bond song right now, but I have a terrible singing voice, and I really care about our listeners.
Oh, God. If you're wondering how we can get that caliber of diamonds, turns out if you ask the U.S. government for some in a even decently written scientific proposal, it will provide confiscated diamonds for your projects. Oh. That's right.
That's it.
So we're riding in on a ship of confiscated diamonds. I mean,
I love this. I'm not even being sarcastic. I love this.
My source on that and additional facts are from the book And Then You're Dead by Cody Cassidy. I also recommend a Google in your search history of confiscated diamonds, U.S. history, and how can I get some? Is that really good?
I know what I'm doing later. Pouring a big glass of wine and Googling that. And then I think I'm writing a scientific proposal. I can Google how to do that, right?
Dear NASA.
Dear NASA.
Good news. We've made it past the puffy acid clouds. But now we need to deploy a parachute.
Oh, man.
Okay, so
This sounds hard.
So something else just blew my mind about this. There's so much carbon dioxide. That greenhouse gas we're talking about all the time here on Earth, carbon.
Yeah.
So much of it is trapped in the atmosphere on Venus that the temperature on the planet is basically the same no matter the time of year. It is nearly a constant 880 degrees Fahrenheit, day or night.
Oh, that's a hard pass for me. It's just a little too hot.
It's hot. It's more than a Texas hot.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a lot coming from me, a person who baked in the Texas sun for a couple decades. So.
So at that temperature, you can melt lead. So this certainly... So this certainly affects our parachute options. A standard polyester or nylon chute isn't going to cut it because the melting point for that shit is only 270 degrees Fahrenheit. That Venus lander, the pimped out one,
Yeah.
the diamonds.
Yeah.
Now that pimped ass lander used a chute made of polyethylene terephthalate,
Nice.
or Dacron,
Ooh.
for short.
Dacron.
Never heard of it.
It sounds like a good bake.
It's no soggy bottom there.
No soggy bottom.
That melting point is 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So
Wow.
if we use that chute our chute will be melting at a slower rate, which is basically the best we can do. Also, as we fall, we will be pushing against a thick, soupy carbon-filled air, which will reduce our speed.
I love a soupy air.
Let's do our interactive portion of the show.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, you ready, everybody? Now, I want you to look straight ahead.
Okay.
I want you to extend your arms.
Doing it.
And then I just want you to just flap. just
Flapping.
awkwardly just flap.
I am Natalie Portman in
She is.
Black Swan right now.
She literally is.
Nailing it. Just kidding, I'm really not.
No, but she is flapping.
I am flapping.
Yeah. It's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, it feels
To do
good.
to do that. Now, the air on Venus is a supercritical fluid, and what that means, what that means is that it's 50 times thicker than the air you just felt. Your arms wouldn't be easily as Natalie Portman floppy, I guess is what I'm saying. So, my point is that the combination of a slower burning chute and this thick air means, I think, good news. We're going to crash land and probably survive.
Ah, because of the supercritical liquid air.
There you go. You got it.
Did I say that even close to right?
It's good enough for Natalie Portman.
There you go.
Sponsor us, Natalie.
Do it, Natalie.
The bad news is that we probably survived.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
There is no spacesuit created right now that could deal with the exposure on Venus. So, this is my theory.
Okay.
Okay, dear NASA,
Dear NASA.
let's just do the next best thing. Okay, let's just do this naked.
Yeah.
Let's just.
I'm back on board.
So, diamonds, naked, Venus.
Venus.
Okay.
Diamonds on Venus, naked.
Yeah.
Make it a song.
Please, someone, just
Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion. I'm old. I'm sorry.
sponsor us. So, like I said, it's COVID times. No one's wearing clothes anyway. Why even pack, right? Your ship is lighter. It makes complete sense mathematically. So, peel away the wreckage around the exit hatch and show Venus your orbits.
Yeah.
And honestly, whatever you wore, it won't do a thing to extend your survival. So that's why I'm doing this in the buff. And plus, once we're outside the ship, we probably wouldn't even see each other that well because at the surface, the planet is covered in a 17-mile thick smog that creates a perpetual dusk.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would say perpetual dusk is how I would explain my mental health in 2020.
A 17-mile thick perpetual dusk.
Yeah, pretty much. I never thought I would put it into words, but here we are.
Oh, I'm glad we worked through it.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, God. So that 2020 dense atmosphere basically would be a real big problem for parts of our body that have air in them. Sorry.
Maybe the other parts too. I just feel like all parts. Sorry.
But specifically the air parts.
Specifically the air parts.
And I'm going to get to why. Quoting from And Then You're Dead. I'm just quoting right from the book because the description of what happens to you on Venus is a chef kiss worthy paragraph. Okay, here we go. Quote, standing on the surface of Venus is the equivalent to being 3,000 feet underwater. Most of your body is made of water and therefore incompressible, but you do have a few air cavities in you. Those areas collapse under pressure. Your face would smash in on itself as if it were hit by a huge bat. Your ears would crunch inward and your eyeballs would fall into your head. You would drop a few collar sizes as your throat and larynx cinched shut.
Okay.
End quote.
End quote. about this quote.
Yes.
It was written a little too well because I was able to visualize every single thing
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful.
happening. Not to myself, but definitely to a person.
To some, if any animators out there
Oh my
want
God.
to animate that,
But in a cute way, you
but
know.
in the cutest way. The cutest larynx being cinched shut. Just send it yonder to wellthatsinterestingpod@gmail.com.
Yeah. I would really love to see that.
That'd be amazing. Luckily, yeah, there actually is some good news.
What?
You'd be dead in seconds.
Okay. That actually is good news. After
news.
that other quote, I'm like, sure, that ended.
It's good news for 2020. Hopefully, we'll get some more good news by tomorrow. So you'll be dead in seconds, thanks to the 880 degree Fahrenheit heat. And I emphasize heat because there's barely any oxygen out there to start a fire and end this in a blaze of combustion. Simply, your cells would just stop working. You would pass out and your physical body would cook in this oven until eventually you were cremated with your ashes joining the smog.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm sorry. That is poetic. To join, to become one with the 17-mile thick smog creating perpetual dusk. You're becoming one with the dust.
The smudge.
The smudge.
The smudge.
The smudge.
Yeah. So I thought I would, rise to the level of the excerpt that we just read. Yeah. Now, if you're wondering how long our robot friends would last, we could look to the Russian bot Venera 14, who lasted for 57 minutes.
Oh.
Venera 13 lasted a little over 2 hours.
Yeah, Venera 13.
Yeah, it's just
last.
for 2 hours before she turned into a puddle. Now, for those still employed.
Great way to start a sentence.
For those still employed and don't have time to make the 119 million mile trip to hell, you could head to Cleveland, Ohio. And that's not a joke. There you'll find Phil Newdeck, an electrical engineer at NASA's Glenn Research Center. He and his team built a room that mimics Venus's surface. Maybe, if you ask nicely, he'll open the door to a 14-ton steel tank whose pressure inside is so great, quote, the screws to secure its nuts have their own nuts.
Whoa.
End quote.
Whoa.
And that's from sciencemag.org. Not only do they have the pressure spot on, it's 860 degrees Fahrenheit inside and jam-packed with carbon dioxide, both liquid and gas, just for funsies.
Fuck yeah.
And that's the end of what the fuck will happen to you if you checked out Venus for a minute.
Huh. So it's making me feel just a little bit better about Earth.
But
Just a little bit. Not that much. Like, just a tiny bit. I'm like, I guess we can stay.
Yeah.
I guess we can stay. But I do like the diamond ship and being naked. So,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. That's a music video.
Yeah.
Right there.
Let's do it.
I would try to name another current musician, but I really don't want to try. I tried to say Billie Eilish the other day and somehow got to Billy Elliot, and I was like, oh, God.
The Billies.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, everybody? I hope this was a quick escape for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're doing well. And we're going through this with you.
Yeah, we're right there with you.
Yeah.
Whether you're crying or completely dissociating under a duvet cover like me. We'll find. I want to say it's going to be okay, but I don't know. So
Yeah.
take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. and stay interesting. We love you.
We love you. Please do.
See you next time.